Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. Now this is the fourth and final video talking about the 2019 Geneva Auto Show, and I'm going to talk about sort of the best of the rest, like the other cars that were released. I already talked about the Ferrari F8 Tributo, the $12.5 million Bugatti, and last night I talked about the Koenigsegg Jesko. So we're going to talk about like 6 or 8 cars that were also revealed that sort of caught my eye, and we're going to talk about them a little bit. But first, look at my new desktop wallpaper. This is one of the most gorgeous cars of all time. This is a Bmw Z8 Alpina. This has the same engine as my favorite car, the BMW M5 E39. So just look how gorgeous it is, okay? So let's get right into it. Alright, this first car we're going to talk about is called the Honda E Prototype. Now this video I'm watching is from Auto Guy. They have an awesome channel, but this is an all-new electric concept from Honda, which sort of has like retro looks to it. I think it looks really good. I'm honestly not a big fan of Honda design really, other than the Accord. I'm going to do a video talking about Honda design coming up in a few weeks or so, but just look at this. It's an all-electric car. I don't even know if we're going to get this in the United States, which is, you know, it is what it is. Honda has the Clarity and Accord hybrids, but this I think is a really cool electric car prototype that I think would be perfect for the US market to compete with you know, the Bolt, the Nissan Leaf. So that is the Honda E Prototype. Alright, now this next car is called the Pininfarina Bautista. Now, this car has an electric motor at each wheel. Look how gorgeous it is. This thing has 1900 horsepower, okay? It's going to go 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, Pininfarina forever has been the design house for Ferraris, and now this is their first standalone car that was developed by a guy who did Giugiaro cars, which were absolutely funky looking. But this honestly looks like you would take like a Ferrari 488 or F8 Bautista and made an electric car. They have a signature design here of like a light bar going across. They also designed the Sergio, the Pininfarina Sergio, which was essentially a rebodied Ferrari 458. But this car, 1900 horsepower. That's 300 more than that Koenigsegg Jesko that I talked about the other day. But this is an absolute stunner. Now this Geneva Auto Show is all about electrified cars, and this is one of the top ones. So it's going to go 250 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, so crazy. Alright, now this next car is a concept for the Alfa Romeo Tonale, and in this video this guy said he called it the toenail, so now I can't stop thinking about calling this a toenail. But this is going to be a smaller SUV than the Stelvio, which the Stelvio is not really that big already, but this is going to be a compact SUV. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at the design. I think that every new car is getting squintier headlights like this, and you know, you've got the trademark Alfa Romeo grille. But I like how sort of the grille sort of pops down on the bottom here of the front bumper. This front bumper looks exactly like a Stelvio Quadrifoglio, but this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is a concept, so we haven't seen it in the flesh. And look at that. That is awesome. This is the Alfa Romeo logo, but with like an electrified plug right there, because the Alfa Romeo logo is like a snake. Essentially, the Alfa Romeo logo is like a snake eating somebody. But this is one of the coolest electrified badges I've seen with the Alfa Romeo logo, which is awesome, plus a plug for electrified, so eventually this will be electrified. But this car is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you can't go wrong with Italian design. Look, the back design looks exactly like the front with sort of like 3 sort of squiggles, I guess you could say. But this car is gorgeous. Now going right back into this, this is the Polestar 2. Now Polestar is sort of like a performance division of Volvo, and this car is an all-electric car that is going to be fighting with Tesla. I think it looks really good. It's kind of awkward looking. I've never really been a fan of design that wheels that sort of have like 4 spokes. It sort of looks like a plus sign. You always got to go with 5 spokes, you know, it look like a star. But this car is going to compete directly with the Tesla Model 3 and maybe the Tesla Model Y, which hasn't come out yet, which is going to be a smaller SUV from Tesla, smaller than the Model X. So it almost looks like just a lifted up sedan with I don't know. I think it looks interesting. Volvo design is classically beautiful, and I don't think this is an exception. I think it's pretty cool looking. The interior looks exactly the same as other Volvo cars. Siri's coming on my phone. But anyway, this is the Polestar 2, and I'm excited to see this one because I believe we will be getting this one in the US. Alright, so the next car we're going to talk about right here is the Fg Kangaroo. Now this car is all electric, it has a motor at each wheel for I think a total of 480 horsepower. Now this is like an SUV, sort of like a supercar SUV concept. I think it looks really good. Let's just take a look at a couple pictures. Now this is it. It looks like a supercar, but it has more high ground clearance like an SUV. So I think this is an interesting electric concept that is also an SUV, but looks like a supercar. So this is the Fg Kangaroo Concept. I doubt that we'll ever get this car in America, but it would be pretty cool. Alright, I'm just going to touch on this one very quickly. This is the Amg Gt R Roadster. Same as the coupe. You've got the updated headlights. You've got the same 577 and 603 horsepower V8 4-liter. It now has its roof chopped off. So this is the latest and greatest Mercedes. So yeah, this is the Amg Gt R Roadster. Now last but not least, we're going to talk about Mazda. Now this car is called the CX-30, which is kind of a confusing name because Mazda already has a CX-3, but this car is going to slot directly between the CX-3 and the CX-5. This is something like I would be interested in as opposed to like a Mazda 3. It's just a little bit bigger clearance. You've got the same gorgeous Mazda design, the Kodo design. But yeah, this is something that is interesting. I'm sure it's going to have a 2-liter turbo, just like all the other Mazdas with the Skyactiv design. But yeah, this is a new car from Mazda. I'm honestly not sure if we're going to get this car, but we know the SUVs are the wave of the future, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got this car. So this is the Mazda CX-30. Now, in China, they have a car that's called the CX-4, which is really what this car should be called, right in between the CX-3 and the CX-5, which is absolutely gorgeous. But this is sort of updated sheet metal to go along with the Mazda 3 styling. So that is the last car that we're going to talk about from Geneva. So what do you guys think? What was your favorite car of Geneva? My favorite car, I think, would have to be the Koenigsegg Jesko. I think the Bugatti is cool, but that's like a one of one. I think made for Ferdinand Pike. I mean, $12.5 million, that is absolutely insane. But I like the Jesko, and obviously I like the Ferrari F8 Tributo. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite car was. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button to get more cool car content. Now, today I'm going to drive a new 3 Series, so I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.